you're looking at quite possibly the most spectacular Mustang ever made. This is the reborn race car for the street, the Shelby GT350, and its outrageous 500 plus horsepower V8 engine. Under the hood is a 5.2 liter V8 engine, but don't for a second think it's just a slightly larger version of the GTs. Nope, it uses a flat, plain crankshaft with con rods that connect to the crank at 180 degrees rather than 90 degrees. Well, what the heck does that mean? Let me tell you. It means that the engine can rev even more freely than ever before. If you're not convinced, how about the fact that it's the same type of engine technology they use in race cars, and yes, even those fancy Italian exotic cars. And it looks just absolutely outrageous. The car is totally changed in so many ways. It may look generally like a Mustang, but actually has a more sloped hood on it that's actually lower to the ground a little bit. It's a smaller package. The front end has been totally redesigned, and it actually has an aerodynamic under tray. And out back, it's got an integrated diffuser and a lip spoiler to make sure there's plenty of downforce without any extra drag. And just look at these huge new fenders on the car. The front end has actually been widened by 35 millimeters, and it's got these massive Michelin Pilot Sport tires that are custom made for it. And just look at the peak that comes over here. It's so much wider and more aggressive than a regular Mustang. Those new wheels are tucked up in the fenders, and the GT350 sits even lower to the ground than a Mustang GT. The brakes inside are enormous, with 395 millimeter 6-pistons up front and 380 millimeter 4-piston Brembos in the rear. Oh, and it's also the first Ford to come with Magna-Rise shock absorbers that adjust every 10 seconds to read the road. There's just so much to talk about with this car, so I have to tell you about other highlights include a new aluminum strut tower bar, as well as a carbon fiber piece that actually makes up some of the front section of the vehicle. On top of that, when you get inside, it's got, of course, beautiful Recaro seats and this awesome race car-inspired flat-bottom steering wheel. If you've ever driven the current 5-liter Mustang engine, you'll know it's one of the best engines money can buy. So it's hard to imagine an even freer revving version of that. And when you combine that with this amazing new platform, those spectacular brakes I mentioned, and that new Magna-Ride suspension system, well, Ford is really looking to take on the very best from Europe, and frankly, I just can't wait to give this one a try.